Hey everyone, how are you doing today? So while we are waiting for Steve to join us, I just wanted to bring out wanted to say thank you for joining our group, visiting my YouTube channel. Randy Stedwell is on YouTube if you're in the group, the Facebook group. So we're doing this to be able to add value to anyone out there that is looking for new, that is anyone out there that is just looking for knowledge and things like that. The good thing is that we're talking about multifamily today. Everybody wants to know about multifamily, but we'll talk about anything that if you have any questions or anything like that, bring them up and we'll be happy to ask them. So without further ado, I am going to bring Tony Stephan. How you doing, Tony?
What's up, brother? I'm good. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you doing? How's your day going?
Dude, I'm good, man. I'm excited. Full transparency, Randy. My bedtime's like 8:30, bro. So I had to get caffeinated, man. I took a couple extra espresso shots today, so I'm ready, man. I'm ready for it.
You're ready? All
I'm
right,
ready.
let's get this. Thank you for taking the time out. I appreciate going past your bedtime over there.
That's it.
So what time do you wake up in the morning then?
I'm an early guy, man. Like 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Yeah. I'm an early bird. My wife's a night owl, and I'm an early bird. So it's always interesting. She's just kind of getting excited about the night when I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. If it's the opposite, it doesn't work. But that way it works because this is what happens: is when your wife wants to go to bed, you got to go to bed.
That's it.
That's it. It just doesn't work.
It.
So anyways, I really do appreciate it. First off, tell me about, your origin story, like who you are, what you do, things like that for the people who don't know who you are, and kind of go from there.
Of course, man. Yeah, I always say, so first off, thank you to you for having me on and building this amazing community, educating people. I think there's never been a more important time to become educated on investing, and especially the things that are going on in our world right now. Sky high inflation, cryptocurrency scandals, right?
Oh yeah,
crazy things. So shout out to you for creating this platform and educating people.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there's a long story, and I'll give you the short one. I'm happy to expand anything. So, I started off as a personal trainer and registered dietitian. Warren, Michigan, LA Fitness was my first job. 18 years old, $6 a session. I actually lost my mother at a young age to a drug addiction, and health and fitness was my outlet, right?
Yep.
Deal with trauma, stress. We were Chapter 7 bankruptcy, almost lost our house. I was on food stamps for a while there as a child. So went to college, Wayne State University, Detroit, Michigan. Got my registered dietitian credential, worked for Lifetime Fitness, 100% commission job. 25 years old, I was a regional manager there, quit, gave up everything, went into credit card debt to hire a business coach to teach me how to build a business, how to build an online business. Started off just doing online nutrition coaching with people via the internet in like 2015, when still social media was kind of getting going, and especially fitness coaching, nutrition coaching, that was still new. So I was kind of early into that. That started to grow, and it actually evolved into helping other registered dietitians, registered nurses, fitness professionals take their expertise and go online. So I created masterminds, I created digital products. Very blessed. First couple years were a struggle, but then that grew to thousands of customers. It was a multi-million-dollar business. 20 different countries we had customers in. So grew that. And then I kind of had the new problem of I'm making a high earned income, but I'm working endless hours. I'm working 12, 14, 16-hour days.
Yep.
Business, if I step away, business slows down or doesn't grow as much, whatever. And I had a small team, but I was still the focal point of the business. I had a high paying job. I didn't have freedom, right? I thought, you make money with a business, you have financial freedom. I had the golden handcuffs, right? I had a high earned income, but I didn't have passive income. So that my mentor, my business coach, who he's in California and he owned, some single family homes. He's like, you should think about real estate. And I started reading books, and that's where I always tell everyone to start, because I'm sure that question will come up. Well, how do you get started? Start with education, right? I read every book from Rich Dad, Poor Dad to the Gary Keller, Millionaire Real Estate Investor. I'm looking at my bookshelf. Grant Cardone stuff, like just become educated, right? Become educated. And I looked into it, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. There's tax benefits, there's long-term wealth, there's cash flow. I like cash flow. Like the 401k never made sense to me. I'm sure you understand that, right? I'm like, real estate checks all the boxes. Very entrepreneurial. You can buy a property like a business, come in, implement systems, implement infrastructure, improve it, especially multifamily, right? Which is income compared to single family. We started off with one house in Royal Oak, bought another one 3 doors down, bought a duplex, bought the 4-plex, bought the 7-unit, the 8-unit, 16 units, and now we own 73 units. We're 100% self-funded, just my wife and I. Never raised money, never did any of this no money down stuff.
Gotcha.
Definitely kind of like the get rich slow scheme, right? Just deploy money, buy a good property, improve it, and do all that.
But see, that's the thing that I like, is that when you do it that way, it's risk adverse because you're learning as you go. If you grow too fast, now instead of making one mistake here that costs you, say, 10 grand or even more, that would be multiplied by how many ever properties you have, so that you're working on in that project at the time. So I like the way you did it. Build slow, keep going, steady wins the race.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. And so what do you do now, as far as, because I see you're kind of all over the place. You're on the news, you're you're all over the place. So what is it that you primarily do now?
That's a good way of putting it, Randy. All over the place.
Yeah,
man. I still own that online education company for registered dietitians. It's a telehealth company, so I still own that. And then we use property managers. So I really am an asset manager in the real estate business, right?
Gotcha.
I manage the assets. I manage the manager. I was a big proponent in building a business. If I was to start a business, I was going to build a business that operated without me. So my wife and I can travel, can do things. I'm not fixing tenants. I'm not dealing with tenants, termites, and toilets,
Yeah. That's, so for me, that's essentially what I eventually want to get to, because I'm wholesaling now. I'm very upfront and transparent with what I do. So I wholesale right now to be able to get to where I own either the multifamily, single family, and I own property. And how I plan on, this is just me, and I recommend this to anybody out there, but how I plan on getting to the point where, you're at, or, the business runs itself, is systems and processes. That's it. Systems and processes. If I do systems and processes, then everything will take care of itself. So, and that's kind of where I'm looking at, kind of getting my knowledge by interviewing guys like yourself, hey, what are you doing so that I don't make those same mistakes, things like that.
Yeah, that's the, I've worked with thousands of entrepreneurs now. The difference between a very, very successful entrepreneur is the people they surround themselves with, the framework and the systems and structure. Without structure and systems, business is chaos. And like, we learned very much from our first business, which was totally online. I mean, it was very intricate. We're talking funnels and email copy and website copy and one-click, one-time offers and all that stuff. Is very intricate. So to come into, and like, we had to have detailed reporting, and it was just, for a while, my wife was a former school teacher. I was a former registered dietitian. So none of us had a business background. We had to learn everything. Very, very quickly. Coming into real estate, it was almost like a sigh of relief, because it's just four walls and a roof, man. And the numbers are very simple, but you'd be surprised how many people treat real estate like a hobby. You make a great point, Randy. Real estate's a business, and we specifically target burnt out mom and pop apartment owners who never ran it like a business. You'd say P&L to them, they go, what? Let me dig up some receipts in my my shoebox here. But those are the people who usually lose money and don't realize it, burn out and exit the game. So great point for anyone listening to this. If you're going to get into real estate, it's a business. It's owning a business.
100%. And how do you find those deals?
Yeah.
So I'm going out of order a little bit.
Sure.
But I want you to, let's go to that, and then I'll go to how you got started, a little bit more of the longer story and how you got started and things like that.
Sure. Everyone always asks me that, right? So we bought, so like I said, we own 73 units. We still own some single family. Like I still have my 3 houses in Royal Oak. But we own 5 apartments, and we're under contract for another 16 unit in Oakland County right now. I can't say much because it's an NDA and all that stuff.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. But the 4 came all off market, and everyone always asks, how does that happen? And it's this: relationships. My mentor taught me early on, food, sex, and money is key to success in business and everything. So break bread with people, help people make money, friends making money with friends. And the third one you can figure out. I'm married, so I don't go there, but
me too.
Yeah, you get it. So food and money, and I think this is such an important thing here too, because I love that you said you're a wholesaler. I think that's such a great opportunity. I wish I would have known about that years ago, with my sales background. But what can you do for other people? That's the biggest thing I learned early on in business. So many people go to people out there and they say, hey, what can you do for me? Or, hey, you're a broker and you have a bunch of apartments for sale. I want those listings. What can you do for that broker? What can you do to add value to them? Dude, right now in my phone, you probably know Oakland County. You've probably seen the Amber apartments, right?
Yep.
He's been on the phone with me 3 different times.
Wow.
Coaching, mentoring. How? Because I saw those apartments like you, and I'm like, I want to own something like this. Found him, immediately reached out to him, asked to pay him for his time. He didn't really get back to me. Found out his office, sent him a really nice gift basket with, whatever, chocolates and whatever. My wife, just make it look nice, make it look. Text me that day, hey, are you available today to talk? You know what I mean? It's so simple. Like for people listening to this, if there's someone who's accomplished what you want to accomplish, go to them with value. Go to them with value, and break bread with them. Send them food or break bread with them, buy them lunch, whatever, or find a way to make money. Give them money, like make money with them, and that's it. I've learned if you give other people in life what you want, or what they want, they will give you what you want. So all of those relationships were with smaller brokers. We're not talking the big Marcus and Miller chaps, independent brokers who we sold those apartment buildings to those those buyers, and then knew that they wanted to get out. Like the Hazel Park, I bought in a deal with a 12 unit in Fenton, and then Hazel Park. And dude, Randy, I stole those buildings, man. They appraised about $300,000.